What happened in the last season? We traveled 12 countries in the west of the African continent, where we encountered fantastic landscapes, friendly locals, and big challenges. Our motorcycles parked in Benin. I couldn't wait to return only 2 months later. But then everything went wrong. After the journey is before the next journey. On my return to Germany, I immediately started to apply for my visas for Nigeria and Cameroon. And I had to find a new travel partner to ride the Africa Twin, because mine was busy with recovering from all his motorcycle incidents. No, just kidding. He was just busy working and we could not wait any longer to continue due to the arrival of the rainy season. That was the moment when things started to develop completely different than planned. This is not easy. I have to find a new travel partner because my travel partner has no time and has to work. And I just found a candidate he said he wants to travel with me, but he now cancelled because he looked into all the countries that we would go to. And he decided that the border crossing between Cameroon and Nigeria are a too risky and unsecure place to travel to. So my search has to continue. Help was not far. My friend Tom, who is organizing the famous Europe-Africa rodeo, immediately volunteered to join the journey through Nigeria and Cameroon. I just got a message from my other friend who wanted to come with me on this journey, and he got a call from his doctor because he has an autoimmune disease, and for Nigeria and Cameroon you need a yellow fever vaccination, and he is not allowed to get this vaccination. So unfortunately he can't join. Time before departure back to West Africa was running out. This is William. And William finally agreed to drive the Africa Twin and cross Nigeria and Cameroon with me. And he would have been the perfect travel companion. Why? Check out his YouTube channel. So I found a new travel partner in the end, but that didn't stop things from going wrong. So I sent out my passport to the embassy of Cameroon to apply for a visa because there is no consulate here in Munich, so I have to send it to Berlin. And guess what just happened? This year came back and the post office lost my passport. I was not ready to give up yet. I applied for an express passport and went to Berlin to visit the embassies in person. I'm in Berlin at the moment. I was just at the embassy of Cameroon to apply for my visa, and the visa was denied to me. I meanwhile really feel like someone really doesn't want me to go back to Africa. I managed to get all visas for my return to West Africa in time. I found a capable travel partner, but then Corona hit the world. I was stuck in Europe. My motorcycle, all my gear, and my tent in Africa. I quarantined for a month in maybe the best country possible, in Switzerland. But something was missing. The spirit of adventure, being longer on the road than just a day, and going to places I have never seen before. So I bought new motorcycle gear and got a bike to ride from my travel partner. For the first time in months, I started to dream again. How would it be to be on the road again? How would it be to go north instead of south? Nordkapp instead of Capetown? Norway announced the opening of its borders for July 15th on July 10th. My travel partner and I booked tickets for the ferry from Denmark to Norway the same day. And 5 days later, we took off. I just was at Ducati BMW here close to Zurich in Switzerland, and finally I found a bike. It's not this one, this is the bike of my travel partner, but we had to go to the workshop to get new tires, and now the bikes will be equipped. It's one day before takeoff, so I'm super happy that everything still worked out. Tomorrow morning we will leave.
So here she is, getting ready for a trip to Nordkapp. Nordkapp.
Here we come.
Here we come.
So this is the start of a new adventure direction north, and you can see behind me here is the bike that I will be riding on with new tires, completely equipped now and ready for this new journey. I'm so excited. And we're finally off. I can't believe that this is really happening. All of this was such an unbelievable close call with the borders just opening. And I think this journey might be very, very different, because we as well will try to travel as remote as possible due to COVID and limit our interaction with other people to really a minimum. So I guess it's just us and the road and the places that we will stay in, because our tent is in Africa and we don't have any camping gear. And yeah, to be honest, I don't even have a proper bag at the moment. So we're super unequipped, but that will not stop us. This is a small step in general, but a big step for us. The border of Switzerland is right ahead of us to Germany, and our plan is now to ride as fast as possible through Germany, because the ferry we booked will leave in 2 days. Here we are. Now we're in Germany and we're going to Frankfurt today, so another 338 kilometers to our goal today. So that little bag here took me to Frankfurt, and now it's time to say goodbye to it because I have a new one. I got a new bag to travel with. Good morning everyone, it's day number 2 of riding to Norway, and we are starting now in Frankfurt. And it's actually funny because whenever I'm going on long trips on a motorcycle, it's raining. It rained yesterday, today the day started with rain. And it rained when I went on my world trip, it rained when we went to Africa. So I guess that's a good sign, because whenever it rains, the journey afterwards was fantastic. We're on the road again. Our ferry goes the day after tomorrow to Norway, so we have one more night that we can spend somewhere here in Germany or in Denmark. Unfortunately, it rains so much since we left, and I'm only wearing a mesh motorcycle pants, and my travel partner is actually wearing a motorcycle jeans. So we probably will have to stop at a motorcycle store, maybe somewhere close to Hamburg, to buy a proper waterproof pant, because the weather might even get colder and more rainy the closer we get to Nordkapp. Only a few days later, I knew that buying this pant was the best investment of the trip. The second day of our trip ended in a very special place. We just arrived in the town Eckernförde, and that's pretty cool because my father is actually born here. It's at the German Sea, and we will go out now, have dinner and explore. Eckernförde sand beach is 4 kilometers long and starts right in the center of town. Since 1831, Eckernförde is famous for being a spa town. And of course I wanted to try the quality of the ocean that my father always told me stories about. Eckernförde will be the first swim in the ocean that we're gonna have. It's like 20 degrees outside and probably not so super cold in the water, so we will see. I think
Cold.
cold, 17 degrees or 18 degrees.
Not 18.
18 degrees. Besides of the beach and ocean, Eckernförde has as well a lovely old town. First step of every journey, send your stuff home. And we managed to get rid of our mesh summer riding pants that we would not need anymore. Eckernförde is a traditional garrison location. 1/3 of the population belongs to the so-called federal families. Eckernförde is home of the submarine squadron, the training center for submarines, the sea battalion, as well as the command of the special forces. We were more interested in another important business branch of Eckernförde though, the fishing.
How was that?
Day number 2 was beautiful, and this village where my father is born is actually very, very pretty. Great that you're joining my journey to Nordkapp. The next episode will take us to Denmark, and we will enter the ferry and arrive in Stavanger in Norway after a night on the ocean. And we will not stop before we reach Bergen, one of the most scenic towns in Norway. Leave a comment, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to be part of the upcoming journey.